Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go, let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman news gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know it can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman news.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman news. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman news, coming just for you, coming just for you. King Roman news, coming just for you, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, King Roman news. Let's start this show. Let's start this show. Let's go.
Let's start this show. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope y'all can hear me loud and clear. Let's get into it. Hey, crew. Please put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me because I feel like I'm not loud at all and I don't hear my headset. I don't know what's going on this morning. Oh, my audio's bad on my own end. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Good morning, crew. Shout out to the crew. Thank y'all for being here with me this morning, rocking and rolling as we get into so many. Start some lows, and then we're gonna venture right into our quickies, and then we're gonna venture right into our hot topics. So sit back and relax. Shout out to the crew. Thank y'all for being here with me as always. Are y'all saying one? Y'all can hear me? Oh yes. Okay, I see y'all. One, y'all can hear me, but I can't hear myself. Shout out to the crew for being here. Thank y'all for being here. I'm sorry I missed y'all over the weekend, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into all things. Let's go. I'm mad I can't hear myself. Okay, now I hear myself. Shout out to the dopest subscribers. Shout out to my members. Thank y'all for being here. And shout out to the people that's always constantly making me, motivating me to come out here. You all. Thank you so much. Please hit that like button. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a little kiss. Give me a little peck. Send me on my way. Help me start this show off right this morning. Because all likes matter. Even yours. Even you sitting right there saying, now what the hell is Roman going to talk about today? You know I'm going to talk about whatever comes across the desk. Okay? And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Every subscription matters here, even yours. And if you want to show me some love, you can do so by sending a cash app to $Roman L. Jackson. Every piece of love note counts over here. Everything matters. I appreciate it always, as always. And let's get I hear myself. Let's get into the show. What up, crew? Don't ask me where I've been. Where y'all been at? Don't ask me where I've been. Where y'all been at? Okay, well, what y'all been up to? What y'all been doing? I couldn't hear myself for a whole minute. What have y'all been up to? What have you all been doing too? Thank y'all for being here. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much. I missed y'all. Listen, I had a hell of a weekend. Okay, after Friday, shout out to Lady Nika. Lady Nika, you don't even understand how important it was for us to gather on your channel, on your platform, and watch that video collectively together. It meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to the folks that was watching, and certainly the folks that were on your panel. Shout out to you for doing that. It took a lot of pressure off of me because after that, I had to go have a drink. So I had a weekend. Saturday night went out, and we've been having the kind of weather where it's warm and then it goes drastically cold. And so Saturday night, I went out with a polo shirt on. Roman, where's your coat? So I went out with a polo shirt on, and my friend saw me take my, showing my arms, and he was like, "Well, shit, I'm gonna, take my jacket off. What you think is gonna be hot?" And so we went ramsing and about at this little thing and got sick. So Sunday morning, him and I both were at my place sick, and guess who else pops up sick? The motherfucking lie. My baby is back coughing. So if you know anything about dogs, they don't cough like normal people. They actually are coughing backwards. So he started coughing backwards, and I'm freaking out like, "Oh my, is he finna die?" I called the vet on the 911 dial, and he's like, "It sounds like your dog may have a canine influenza or something like that. You need to take him in because it's an emergency. They could die." I said, "What?" So I had to change my whole thought of thinking. This is Sunday morning. Went to Pet ER, sat there for 4 hours before they could tell me that my dog had canine cough. Bitch, I could have been at Petco and got him some damn hemp flow, and all they need is just something to warm their throats up. So Eli's and he was in this room, but he's in the back room with the humidifier. His the dog music is on. He back there soothing up. He been drinking chicken broth and living like a king. So, and I've gotten better. I think all I had was a tense, quickie, but I'm better. My friend is definitely suffering it worse. So that's what happened to me over this weekend. I was like, I literally can't go live. What am I doing? I'm sitting here in Pet ER. I can't go have no wake and breathe. I'm gonna go in my car for they call the next person, and for her to tell me, for me to spend 160 for you to tell me it's canine cough. I walked out of there with a whole like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I said, "You can tell me this over the phone." "Well, we have to see him because we don't want to misdiagnose. There's been times, and then we're liable." I said, "Well, y'all could trust me. Can we sign something next time saying I will waive anything?" So, anyways, that's what happened to me this weekend. That's why we didn't have our wake and breathe. Because I literally was trying to wake and breathe. Okay, but I had an awesome weekend. And then Monday, I was like, I could not wake up because this week, just like we had earlier last month, this week we have a lot of workforce development planning that goes from 8 a.m. to like 2 p.m. Yesterday was one of those days. Crew, Friday is going to be a day where I cannot come live because I have one and I have to actually drive to a location. It's going to be all 250 of the employees across the statewide system in our same division meeting each other for the first time since the pandemic. And it's supposed to be from like 8 a.m. to like 2 p.m. So, crew, I will not be live on Friday, but I'm working on a way of how I can make that up because I'm going to be live today, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm going to give you my 3 days, but I love coming live on Friday and kicking you off with crazy shit. So I'm going to figure it out, but work comes first. I have to do what I got to do. I got to go meet these folks and have a good time, meet my colleagues across the division. So I'm excited about that. So thank y'all for being here. Now, let's get into the show. Before I do that, can I just say hi to y'all real quick? What is going on? Good morning. I did miss y'all. I said, how long has it been? I looked at my calendar, it was 3 days, but I did miss y'all. Good morning, Tanya. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Hey, Naries. Good morning. Hey, Hot Spicy Tea. Shout out to the Moddies. Oxid 805 Queen. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. Zaire. Good morning. Hey, Shay. Good morning, Shay. It is so good to see you as always. Original YouTube. Hey, I actually caught a live. Hey, Original YouTube. I see all your comments, and I'm like, why are you trolling me? Under almost like certain videos you write, is Roman single? And I'm always like, why? What in that video was talking about me in a relationship? Why you be trolling me? Good morning, Brick Girl. Hey, I missed you and I've been seeing you in these streets. Hey, Voodoo. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you too. Who else is in the building? Lamone, good morning. Hey, Lamone, good morning. Thank you for coming through and thank you for always, even when you don't be here, I feel your presence. Thank you for being here and for a long time too. I appreciate that. We can, okay, it's wrong. There you go. See, there you go. Why? I'm not single. I'm married. Answer question solved. I'm not single. I'm happily married. Hey Tisa. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Looking for you. Okay. Hey Natasha Milan. I had a great time with you over there chilling at Spill It Boys channel. A great time acting like we ain't met before. You know we met before. I'm trying to act like we ain't met before. I saw you over there. I don't know who he is. You know who I am. Yes, I know I was, and I'm on vitamins and I know how to pop a real quick, cold. What are those things called where you take not airborne, but you take them as soon as like, you get a cold, you pop them in your system. I do that shit all the time. Even when if I go out and drinking, I'm popping Tylenol before I drink. So I don't have hangover effects. All he needed was a toddy. And he's been laying on me ever since, acting like he's sick. And so I had thought he had a fever. Y'all should have saw me. I'm thinking my baby got a fever and all of this stuff. And he's like, this boy ain't got no fever. He's just warm. And so like yesterday, I was holding him. I'm like, you ain't even got no damn fever. What are you doing? Why are you acting like a baby? Why are you doing this? But he is babying himself. So I'm just like, okay. And these are the moments where I'm like, I can't get rid of my dog because I don't trust nobody else to quickly think like that for Eli. So he's stuck. He's stuck with me. Hot spicy tea. I'll look up the diagnosis of my cat and then I look for the treatment. And if I can do it on my own, then I go to bed. Rochelle, why am I so in your lane now? Why am I so on that? My Chapman. Good morning. Good morning. The vet wanted that money. A whole 160. Pissed me off. Tristan Bell, good morning. Good morning. My morning commute is good now. Okay. Thank you, Tristan Bell. Tristan Bell, thank you for always supporting too. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I do. I feel your energy. Good morning, Sticks girl. I missed you. Okay, I'm sitting here like, wow. And then I have my topics that pop up, so I just be writing on. I literally walk around with this card, and I just start. Okay, I remember to talk about this on the show. Y'all know how many folded up topics came from just this card? Because I'm like, I need to tell y'all about it. I'm gonna drive you crazy. Joanna, good morning. Good morning. Kings Mina, good morning. Everyone I walked into, I'm not single. I was like, say what? That's for the purposes of folks on YouTube. Moving forward, I'm no longer a single man. I am definitely what is the word? Spoken for. There is out there, it's said. So we gotta have, their flu. That's what it is. It's not Theraflu though. It was like a pill that I popped. I've popped like 3 of them, and I was feeling better. I'm not getting sick over nobody. I work in the healthcare industry. The last thing I need to do is be telling them I need to bring in a note from my doctor. Good morning, VMW. Good morning. Good morning. Look at the crew coming in. Thank y'all. Please make sure y'all hit that like button because we got a loaded show today, and I gotta get through this show. I got to get through this show. Did I miss you? Not yet. We gonna get to it. Oh, his old fancy self. We gonna get to it. All right. So before I begin, y'all already know, and I'm working on my segment headers so y'all can see as we transition throughout the show. But the first thing I want to open up with is our quote of the day. Now, this quote is for my movers and my shakers. This is for the people who are already out there on the ground doing it big in their careers and their lives. So I challenge you to this one thing, and it's a quote for all of us to take. So here it is, and I want you to accept it. Do one thing you thought you were too afraid to do. Your reward will be a massive boost in self-worth and the feeling of being proud of yourself. Now think about it. Think about something that you want to do, but you are too afraid to do it. Or think about things that you see that you find that you admire and you are interested in doing. Think about it. I want you to think about this, and I want you to, at top of the year, give it some thought. Okay. One of my things is, and it's crazy, it's scary for me, but is by the end of this year, I want to have started a podcast. I ain't no podcaster. I ain't in the folks, and I've been reading my podcast book, which is helping me on this show. But I'm not there. But I'm gonna just start. I'm gonna figure it out. So I want you all to take from this quote and do the same thing. Do one thing you thought you were afraid to do. I don't care if it's calling up somebody, taking up a new language, stepping out your comfort zone, going out to the bar by yourself. That was one thing I was afraid to do a while ago. I was so afraid to go to the club by myself, and I just stepped out one time, had the greatest time. I don't tell people to do it, but just step outside your comfort zone. So that's the quote of the day. Now, the question of the day, and we're going to answer it at the end of the show, so you got to stick around. Now, the question of the day is being impressionable a valuable quality to have when dating. Meaning, when you're looking to date someone, is it impressionable that you can, impress themselves with you or impress yourself onto them? Is that a quality you find valid? And now, the answers don't never come from me. I try to find somebody else's angle. So the answer will come at the end of the show. Stick around for that. All right, now let's get to announcements. First announcement I want to tell y'all is finally Sherry has sent King Roman some tickets to the Sherry show. Free tickets for Sherry. We have free tickets available for Sherry. We want you to come and have a good time with us. If you would like to attend at our studio, email in studio in New York City. Please respond over this email. I did that shit, right? So I responded, unfortunately, the days that she has listed are two specific days. I don't know what these named days are. I don't know why she's hyping it up, but it's two specific days, February 7th and February 8th, where she's looking for you to come. And I'm like, girl, do you not know niggas work? I mean, I thought you was talking about so I'm thinking about it. I signed up like I could do it. She said, you can cancel and she'll give you another date. But I'm glad I'm in her pool now because I was trying to get in Wendy's where she could just send me like emails, hey, come to the show. But I'm glad I'm there now. So I'm glad about that. And then the next announcement I want to share with you all is Damar Hamlin. He's awoke, he's alive, he's talking, all that good stuff. And so he shared a very, very cute message. And what's so funny about the message is after he shared the message, people thought it was a double body stunt. But I want to open the show by sharing this, full 360, 180 moment for Damar Hamlin. And him coming back out talking about he's ready to go back and do the work. I thought this was a great thing about how sometimes we may fall down, but it's time when it's time and when you're prepared to, you must get back up and you must do the work. So check out his message and shout out to the crew. Thank y'all for being here and showing up for me. I really do appreciate it. And y'all hit that like button. I do. Thank you.
I'm so thankful to everybody. I know that it isn't enough just to be thankful. This is just the beginning of the impact that I wanted to have on the world. And with God's guidance, I will continue to do wonderful and great things. I couldn't do this without any of the support and the love. And I can't wait to continue to take y'all on this journey with me.
Oh, sorry. And so, that got released, right? And I was like, oh, wow, he's back. He looks great. All those good things. And somebody had to go and doctor up a video so we could see how he actually moved to prove that it was really not him because they don't see tattoos on his body. Damar, I need you to tell these people to go to hell. Look at this. When going too far is doing too much, literally, just to see his actual physical body moves to verify that this is this man. He did make a full recovery and he's back. I mean, you go too far, and we're gonna see another story today in Hot Topics. Actually, when you go too far, it's going too far with these celebrities, and then you get celebrities that respond. So that was the positive news and announcements for today's show. We about to get right into local news. We gotta start this show off. I have to. It's my God-given right to start this show off with recapping Tyre Nichols. And I'm gonna spend a good amount of time breaking everything down that I have saw over this past weekend. I heard, and I want you all to stay tuned, stay right in lock with me, lock and key with me, because the end of this, you'll understand the message, okay? So let's go. So we saw over the weekend, there was multiple protests all over America, actually protesting police brutality. Again, I always said that this was never about race. This was never about black on black crime. No, that's not what we're looking at here. We're looking at police brutality. So in light of that, we got a hold of the official police report. Now, before this police report came out, there were so many different folks who had said, in the official report, this is what's put, this is what put, but you never know until the official police report is out here. So official police report comes out, and I took a first glimpse at it, and I hope you all took a glimpse at it on my community wall as well. So I took my first glimpse at it, and I said, you got to be shitting me. So this officer, Emmett Martin, okay, in this police report, he goes on to make a whole shitload of claims. First of all, what is deeply misworded is the fact that every time they physically assaulted Tyre Nichols, they mischaracterized it as a verbal command. When we gave him a verbal command, he got irate. In the video, did y'all see anything about a verbal command? So we got that. And now I'm not going to read this whole synopsis, but what's most important is that I noticed that the report does not mention having to use force, but that Tyre continues to fight and grabbing at the officer's vest. But the biggest lie on the report states that Tyre Nichols arrived on the scene and told them that he was acting that way because someone must have spiked his drink. And let me stop there. So when I got to the police report, and on the bottom of this police report, you'll find where they actually say suspect Tyre Nichols' mother, Ravon Wells, made the scene and advised the suspect Tyre Nichols went out with friends and she believes that they may have spiked the drink. How in the hell did we get here? The mother was there and that's what she said? So that's in the official police report. So they also go on to say that Tyre Nichols, who refused a lawful detention command and started to fight, grabbing for the former policeman's gun. Now, if you were watching with us Friday, we all saw the same thing. And I even bust out in a moment and said, no, they did not just say this man was reaching for his gun. We saw none of that on camera. None of that on camera. But that's what they said. And see, if we didn't have these kind of moments where we needed it to be ostracized or, certainly brought out in the public, we wouldn't have known that these discrepancies going on in the police report. It certainly taught me something. Always taught me something. Now, we'll talk about what it taught me, but let's keep going. So it has come out now that the police report painted by Mr. Nichols, who's died 3 days after the beating, who had claimed to started a fight with Memphis police officers, even reaching for one of their guns, it showed nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort. So we know that for a fact to be true. That A, he did not reach for your gun, and B, he did not try to attack you all. And I'm gonna keep rolling with me on this, okay? So it goes, but in an official account written up by a police officer only hours after the beating, Mr. Nichols is described as an irate suspect who refused to comply with police officers' directions and started to fight, even reaching for their guns. Didn't see any of that. And this is why you don't hear so much about the union coming out, because it's these things right here that are so misleading from the original report to what we all got. We all heard that he was, because even when I initially reported, I said, oh, why would you resist arrest? And why would you fight the officers? And then why would you do it again? But to come to find out, he wasn't resisting. He wasn't fighting them. He did try to flee, but he wasn't fighting them, fleeing under the auspices that I don't understand why you're arresting me. A, you're in an unmarked car. B, it's 5 of you all swarming me, and you look like me. I don't know if this is a gang or not. I don't know what's going on. And so having all of that, you can kind of understand why he sort of escalated that way. And I was watching somebody video and I kind of it made me understand that a little bit more. Now, here's the part where they can't substantiate. So the Memphis Police Department director have not been able to substantiate the initial report of reckless driving that prompted Nichols' arrest. Now, that's telling because, see, in a court case, they're going to ask you for evidence proving that you all pulled him over for reckless driving. And evidence of reckless driving comes from where you all dash cam. And if the captain is now saying that we can't even substantiate it and they have access to the dash cam, what is that telling you? What is that telling you? This literally feels like, let me tell you, when I'm in Orlando, Florida, and I'm riding in a rental, they have unmarked Chargers sitting on the side, and you just riding along, and they just come right behind you and pull off right behind you, following you, and you're just driving along. It gives me, you just found somebody, you found a car, you found a person in a car, and you just decided to pull them over, not knowing that it would escalate to this situation. But let's keep going. So what fucked them up, you all? What do you all think got them all? No, it wasn't their body cams. No, it wasn't none of that. It was this right here. A camera mounted on a light pole took video of police beating Tyre Nichols. What to know about Sky Cop? So I got to tell you about Sky Cop, okay? Sky Cop is actually a a business entity that works on behalf of communities. They even have one here in Baltimore. Child, I have rode around to see where my Sky Cop was. They literally have these set up. They have a contract with this vendor called SkyCop who will put cameras up in high traffic areas that you selected on behalf of local authorities. Now, every area has to be approved. They have them in Baltimore, they have them in Houston, they have them in DC, they have them in Tennessee, Memphis, they have them in New York City. So they're prevalent everywhere. Now, the thing about it is the American Civil Liberties Union has launched a lawsuit against the SkyCorp and these cities, saying it's unlawful for you to put these in communities because you're recording all of people in their regular day life. You're encroaching on people's privacy. Well, now the tide has changed and the tone has changed, you all. Now more cities are advocating for something like this, and not just on behalf of law enforcement. They're advocating on behalf of their own communities. And I, for one, have always advocated for video footage. If you're doing right, you ain't got no worry for a camera sitting somewhere in your community. As long as it's not pointing into your household, it's pointing on the street. I don't see a problem with it. Ain't nothing like the ring doors sitting on people's ring doors that can capture you every time you ride by. So we have Skycam. The police they're mad. They are mad that they're in these communities and that they had to provide footage. Half the footage we saw from CNN came from Skycop. Sorry, not Skycam, Skycop. Came from Skycop. Now, let's talk about who have access to Skycop. So not just do police have access to SkyCop, you have people like local broadcasters. They can have access to SkyCop if they're working on a story and need camera footage. So if this is what I'm trying to tell you this. Had this video not come out from the police, guess who would have released the video any fucking ways? The news. And now we understand why the pressure went this way. And I told my friend, I said, I can see the news, a news agency saying, hey, look, we know you got to do something. And so after this spiral, then they show the family, and now it's out here in the public. And it was funny how CNN was like some of the primary folks to get it before everyone else. So I'm all for Sky Cop. I implore you to see if there's a Sky Cop in your community. You can Google your city next to Sky Cop and it'll come up contracts. I Googled my area and I was like, oh wow, they do have them here. I know they have Sky Cops, and they also have something where they can tell whether a gun has been shot in the air. So let's talk about the imagery that the Sky Cop and the body cams were able to get. So this first clip here was, I want you all to know, this is the first time he's being detained, okay? So this is after the first incident. He gets pulled over, gets out the car, and he's about to flee. But before he flees, this is that moment, right? So in this moment, he's asking them, what did I do? What did I do? That's what's going on here. And so we get more camera footage. We don't see actually of him running because he didn't get to the area where Sky Cop is. So then we get to the area where Sky Cop is, but we get a body cam image of our sixth suspect actually tasering Tyre Nichols. Now, it's interesting that it took this video footage to be released Friday for us to find out that the person who did this had been suspended the following Friday, but we didn't know about it now because they're still launching an investigation to determine whether or not he should be fired or not. But we're going to get into that. So then we get the Sky Cop. Sky Cop catches them brutally beating this man, brutally beating him on the ground. And then we get them after moments of delay, nobody offering this man aid. Now, what I was doing when I was watching this video, I was counting how many people. I counted a total of 9 individuals, including the 5 cops. And so I said on that live, I said, oh, there's more people that's going to be arrested. That's way more than just 5 people. I said 9. Then we get Tyre Nichols, 3 Memphis fire employees terminated in Tyre Nichols investigation. Now, here's the funny thing about this whole entire situation. These are the 3 individuals. Little lady in the middle, Miss Michelle Whitaker, she's the fucking lieutenant. Okay. The other ones were actually EMT. They, I'm not nothing against it, but she knew better. That's what I'm saying. So they released this bullshit ass statement. Great, cute. But what I can't get over is this. So they're talking about when the fire department arrived on scene.
They made the second scene and found Nichols handcuffed on the ground and leaning against a police vehicle at 8:41. The lieutenant remained inside the truck. Do you hear me? While the two EMTs responded based on the information they'd been given about a pepper spray incident. I'll say that again. The lieutenant remained inside the truck. I could, for the life of me, I couldn't understand that. I always assume that when it's instances like this and you have higher figures there, they always want to be the first on scene. They always want to get out the car. What the fuck was this? So she got fired, and I'm hoping they bring charges against them because there was a life that was lost in the little bit of time that y'all reacted. So then we have that. Then we get Scorpion disbanded. So Memphis Police Scorpion unit is permanently deactivated after Tyre Nichols' death. Now let's talk about Scorpion. Okay, this bullshit. Everybody want to put an acronym on something, call it something. Scorpion, Libra, Pisces, all this shit. Let it go. Okay, if it don't make sense, acquit. This shit didn't make sense to me at all in the first place. I looked at the acronym. What is it? Saving Street Crime Operation to Restore Peace in Our Neighborhood. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Remember, I told you all that half the time these motherfuckers look like regular people. Well, here it tells us they wear black hoodies and tactical black vests with police emblazoned across the front and back and drive dark colored Dodge Chargers marked with a Scorpion seal. So any person is supposed to just be under alert that maybe someone in a Scorpion is supposed to be like, where is the aware? Like typically you're supposed to be, people are supposed to know you're a peace officer. Just the seal alone, it sounds like a gang to me. It sounds like a fucking gang. So what is it? What does it do? Well, we're not going to read all of this, but I'm going to let you know from October 2021 to January 2022, they made 566 arrests. I wonder how many of those were done lawfully. They also seized more than 100,000 in cash, 270 vehicles, 253 weapons. Now get this, y'all. One of the guys who had encountered with this same unit just days before the incident said that he was riding along and people traveling in an unmarked vehicle threatened to blow his head off, pointed a weapon at his head and accused him of carrying drugs. It's the same fucking group, y'all. He complained to the Memphis Police Department, but says he has not heard anything back. I hope you heard something back now, sir. I hope you got your lawsuit ready. One of the officers that arrested Mr. Nichols had previously been sued by a man who accused him of beating him when he was a prisoner 8 years ago, which is why I bring you all to this guy here, Emmett Martin. So now we have Scorpion disbanded, but do you want to know the craziest thing of it all is that the woman that came out here talking to us about all of this, calling us to have peace during a protest, well, she's the one that's head of Scorpion. And she was formerly head of their old unit called Red Dog. And Red Dog was one of these, or another acronym, child, you know, I think it was like realigning something in crime or some shit. Let it go. All these acronyms. But she was over Red Dog. Now, let me tell you about Red Dog. Red Dog had raided a gay bar. Okay, raided a gay bar. And you know the gays don't play. First of all, you know the gays don't play. I'm just being honest with you. You can come raid the gay bar, but you better believe 3 or 4 of us in that bitch gonna sue a hoe. We gonna figure out what's going on. And that's just what happened. They raided the gay, Red Dog raided the gay bar. Baby, after it was all done, said and done, the gays went and launched a whole motherfucking war on Red Dog. Fuck the gay bar on Red Dog. And guess what happened? Red Dog was disbanded. They settled with the folks of the raid for 1.025 million. Okay, but let me tell you what they did. These same folks that she managed for Scorpion and Red Dog, they went into the gay bar, right? They told everybody to drop to the floor and started yelling gay epithets and you fag and all. I said, what? You all will be arrested. I can kill you now over some shit about the bar owner. Nothing to do with the customers. So yeah, I see the pattern. I see the pattern. So we got Scorpion here. So they've been disbanded. Now, the question is, what is their training? Y'all want to know what their fucking training is? Y'all, I get more training. I got more training when I was doing cart attendant in the fucking grocery store than these folks got training doing Scorpion. Let's get into this shit. And I hope y'all hit the like button. I know I'm blabbering and going. I just want to get through this Tyre Nichols because it's so thick and heavy. I really wanted y'all to know all the bullets, and I ain't covering everything, but I want y'all to know some of the nuggets of this story. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Y'all hanging in here with me, and please give me a little like this morning. I appreciate it. So now let's talk about their training. Do you know that the former Memphis officer who spoke with CBS said with a large number of officers retiring from the department, less experienced members of the department were being tapped for the specialized Scorpion teams. They were not well trained and not properly managed, describing the training as consisting of 3 days of PowerPoint presentations, 1 day of criminal apprehension instruction, and 1 day at a firing range. I said 3 days of a PowerPoint presentation. 3 days of a PowerPoint presentation? What the fuck is going on? 3 days? 3 days of a PowerPoint presentation, 1 day of criminal apprehension instruction. And that's where the failure begins, the criminal apprehension instruction. And so they've disbanded this group. She has quit. So now we get to the 6th employee that nobody wants to talk about. So the 6th employee in the picture that I showed you with the laser pointing down. Meet Preston Hemphill. Now, Preston Hemphill has been suspended weeks ago, and he won't be fired pending an investigation. Now, Ben Crump has been all over this, wondering why did we just now find out his information? Why hasn't he been terminated? Certainly, we know that there's more people involved. Lately, on Monday, we find out there's a 7th employee that was fired, and they won't release this information. So late Monday, the police department said another officer had been relieved of duty. Officials did not give a name or specify what role the officer played in the arrest. In total, 7 Memphis officers have been disciplined. Notice they say disciplined. 5 fired, 2 disciplined. I remember I told y'all I counted about 9 motherfuckers. So we had 7. How much you want to bet? We got 2 more to go. I'll say 10. We got 3 more to go. It was way too many people in that footage. You got to go back and watch it. I literally was looking. Way too many people. So now we got the 7th employee. Now what they said, Hemphill, Preston Hemphill, he was the one tasering him as he was on the ground, not showing a flight risk, not showing like he was fighting anyone. He offered an extra amount of tasing. They say the 7th employee was the one that dragged him and threw him back in the car, was one of the officers that put him in the car. I said, well, now you know, it was more than people that pulled him and dragged him into the car. It's a whole, I believe you, believe me, it's more people coming. But it begs the question, you all. Ben Crump says the only known white Memphis police officer relieved of duty in Tyre Nichols' death pulled him from car and hit him with a taser, yet had his identity protected. And so it begs the question, was race another form of injustice, even in the judicial system? So we know black men killed Tyre Nichols, and we know that there were others involved. But even in this process, we can see the divide. You can see the divide. Why not throw everybody's name out there? You did an investigation on those 5 just that quickly, because we're learning more stuff about them as we go. So great point. Remarkably swift and unusual. And I told y'all that. I said, y'all know this shit is moving real quick. I don't want to hear shit on the next rip. It's moving real quick. So Crump noted the discrepancy in how quickly charges were brought against the black officers in this case compared to the length of time that passed in other police killings involved with officers, such as the 2014 killing of Laquan McDonald. And to take it one step further, in similar cases involving white officers, a lengthy investigation typically ensues before a determination is made on charges. Thus, the immediate reaction these officers are receiving is on par with the African American experience of navigating the criminal legal system. And this is the thing. We can't forget that. We can't be so mad at them that we forget that there's still injustice being faced. Because see, now I see that this case is going forward. Baby, I'm on to the next. Let's see how this goes with the next set of officers who are using excessive force and police brutality. How swiftly and quickly things go. Specifically in those cities where we now know they have contracts with Sky Cop. Baby, I'm on it. I said, now I'm going to add it to my Google. Do they got Sky Cop? because I'd like to know. I'd like to know that information. And so of course, the DA has to come out here and defend their law enforcement agency. So they come out here to say this. They go, the DA's office said it worked extraordinarily swiftly but thoroughly to charge those whose offenses were plain and clear and directly contributed to the death of Mr. Nichols. But in no way is this investigation over. While we are committed to transparency, we cannot comment on the details of an ongoing investigation or give previews of what charges we may or may not bring. It sounds like bullshit. It sounds like complete bullshit, and you all understand what's going on. So, for all intents and purposes, all of the whole fucking police department and all of those officers that were there, they are all under scrutiny. Most of them is so, and what I've been hearing and reading is that the morale in the police department is so fucking low that they agreed to disband Scorpion unit. The folks who are a part of it said they didn't even want to be a part of it anymore. So they've separated them out to other units while they figure out a strategy to replace that. Replace it. Do your fucking job as a police officer. And I know that you have to have special organized crime units. I understand that. But let's start having good police officers first before we move to specializing them. You've brought young employees into a specialized role with only 3 days of a PowerPoint presentation. I could have told you that fucking shit wasn't wrong. And I've never been a law enforcement agent in a day in my life. So I think there's other issues. Now let's talk about the outcome. Some of the outcome from this. Well, I did want to throw this in here. This was funny. Brother of Tyre Nichols says he hopes all 5 cops die. I said, Jamal Dupree, Nickel brother, say he hopes the 5 officers die. I said, baby, I can't even play the damn clip. You wishing death on folks. That's how the family feels, and I completely understand after watching a video like that. But the reform. So now in Memphis, their Democratic state lawmakers are sending up a bill to file police reform. Now we've heard about police reform, and we know most of the time it don't get pushed forward, especially if there's guns, a gun passage attached to it. Well, this is unique. It's come at a time where both Dems and Republicans have agreed this is wrong. You have Republicans who are at the table because for the first time ever, it isn't white officers, it's black officers. So they're all aboard. You have Democrats who are all aboard. The messaging is there, and it doesn't involve guns. We're not talking about, restricting gun laws or adding to or taking away. So the passage that they're looking to push, people are saying it's primed to be pushed, but we'll see how far it goes. So what they want to do is the bill will seek to address mental health care for law enforcement officers, hiring, training, discipline practices, and other topics. Who represents a portion of Memphis in Shelby County. He said that on, I believe, on Monday. Now, this shouldn't even have to be a policy. Retraining, a policy. Disciplinary actions, a policy. This shouldn't have to even come to Congress. This shouldn't have to be a reform bill. This should have to work. This should be in-house. But it lets you know how difficult the situation is in Memphis. So that's, in a nutshell, where I'm at with this whole case. I want to make sure. I told you it's 9 folks. We saw 5 fired. We saw 2 here. 3 MTs gone. We waiting on 3 or 2 more folks to come out. Anything else I want to tell y'all about this? Speed at which the black officers were convicted. We talked about that. We talked about the police report and how it's a lesson. Not only do you request a copy, but you make sure you request a copy immediately, because there are times where the actual incident report police copy will be different than the copy you see put in the system. So you need multiple copies. If there's 3 officers there, you get 3 copies of the police report. You can see which officers. That's how we were able to determine this, because all the officers had something different. One officer had something in his officer report that he was riding in the car. What did he say? He said that the dude tried to pull the gun from him, that he was irate. And we're watching this. Where, bitch? Gun where? Irate where? So that was critical too. The EMTs were fired because they violated multiple policies and protocols. We'll never know what those policies and protocols are, so we can hold other EMTs to that standard. But okay. And we talked about the additional officers. We got into Scorpion disbanded. Oh, Tyre Nichols. So in the beating, right? This was a fast fact. Do you know he was hit 9 times in under 4 minutes in the first round of beating? 9 times. And so the question becomes, at what amount of time did they deem it was excessive force that he did not succumb and give up and not fight 9 times in 4 minutes, blow after blow after blow after blow? Oh, so rest in peace, Tyree. We gonna be here talking about it, bro. We gonna be here talking about it because it's senseless, and all I see is police brutality and excessive police force. When I look at this, I don't see black on black crime because that's something else to me. We're dealing with a whole nother issue. Now, speaking on that, we got an asshole that likes to come out here all the time when there's some black on black stuff going on. We got one asshole who like to come his head out the pot and show his whole face. I want y'all to get into this clip. I'm not even gonna give him an introduction because I don't fuck with him like that. But I want y'all to get into this clip and I want y'all to drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought. And I know y'all got a lot of comments, so I'm gonna be going through the comments right now. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this. What do you think?
Young black men and their inability to treat each other in a humane way. Everybody involved in this on the street level was either 24 to 32 years old. Everybody. It was a group of young black men, 5-on-1. Looked like gang violence to me. It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected some or put some black woman in charge of the police force. This is a story about police force, and we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers. If we want to discuss the breakdown of family that leads to disrespect for authority, that causes you to resist the police and run from the police and not comply with the police because you resist authority at all time, because there was no male authority in your home, let's have that discussion. But that's not where they want to take us. They want to take us down the path of saying, you know what, this is Tucker Carlson's fault. This is some random white, this is Donald Trump's fault. It's not police.
What? So I saw that and I said, we always got one. We always got one. So you equated a black family household structure to what people are paid to fucking do, trained to do, by law required to do. I pay my taxes for them bitches to do that. You telling me that what their inability to do their job is similar to single moms raising black boys in a household? The fuck are you talking about? And we let people like Jason Whitlock on you would never make a fucking interview anywhere else. Oh, well, my, what the fuck? What is going on? And he sat there and said that he's been drastically attacked because it makes no sense. Now we're shifting the attack to black women and single mothers. So what about the fathers? What about the fathers that isn't there? We're not even talking about that. So we had this, of course, this moment, we always get these moments with Fox News and of course, Tucker Carlson. This was prime for him. Even he sit there and was shocked. To me, it's a whole coon movement, a whole coon. Hey, Miss Toby, good morning. Hey, y'all, I'm jumping through the chats now. Word on them streets is that he was targeted because he was having an affair with one of them wives. That's too much. He tried to flee because they were attacking him. Exactly. Yes, Miss A View is a View. I surely am. Morning, Tracy. Hey, Mrs. G. What's up? There's a lot of sky cops in New York City. When AI watched the full video, I first saw a white arm. I also knew he tased him. I wonder what happened to him. Now we know. That's great. The sky cop can do what the ground cop won't. Okay. Yeah. Yep. She dismantled the unit, I heard the other day. Yeah, this is done. The whole thing upset me. Throw them all under the jail. I am transgender woman. Bitch, what? All of them should be fired. I did. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You get more training at McDonald's. Okay, organized crimes. They all should have a punishment. We all know it's race-related. Hence, why all 5 black officers were fired and charged. And we hear weeks later after other people are. Exactly. Hey, Jay Parrish. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Bobby. Good morning, babes. Good morning, Adrian Pope. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. I'm trying to say good morning to everybody, too, as we go along. Ox City 805 Law. Blame the black woman again. Okay. It just makes me want to throw my whole house shoe at him. What the F that got to do with a single mom? This has nothing to do with single mothers. Nothing. Yes, he did. Sierra gave him. I saw. Baby, what is I can't stand that black man. And Tucker Carlson, he just makes me. I always question his ability to stay on air and stay relevant this whole time. So we got that. Now I'm gonna stay tuned to Tyre Nichols. I wanted to get some of the basic information out so we can continue with the story. With me not being here on Monday, I'm sure there's more development from that, but a lot of that came from my reporting and my finding on Sunday night in preparation for a show on Monday. So I'm sure there's more to come. Stay tuned. Tomorrow I might have an update. Okay. All right. Now we about to get into local news. Okay. Y'all know how it goes with local news. This shit is just out of fucking. I don't understand. Sometimes I'll be like, damn, y'all still doing shit like this. So let's get into local news. Now, on local news today, we got so many different things to cover. We're going to talk about Kamala. Yes, we're going to get into Kamala. We're going to talk about Sheetz. Okay, we're going to talk about this employee using his deadly weapon. We're going to talk about this woman who stole $1.5 million worth of Wingz, honey. She said, I said, wait, what? And we're going to get into Nyheem Wright. All right, so sit back, relax, and let me break some of the local news stories down for you. But if you have not yet, please give me a little like, a little love this morning. Keep me going in the algorithm. That's all I ask. All right, so the first thing I want to do is give y'all an update. So you remember the two twins who were kidnapped by the mom working the DoorDash. She walked in to the restaurant to get the food. It was taking longer. The crazy lady came out, took the car. One child was left here, then the other child was found here. Remember that story? Well, I have some very, very sad news. Ky'Air Thomas. Now, he's the second baby found. Okay. Ky'Air Thomas has passed away on Saturday night. Now, police say when they arrived, they found 6-month-old Ky'Air unresponsive and transported him to the Nationwide Children's Hospital. At this moment, they don't have a cause of death, and their homicide has come in to investigate. The mom says she thought the baby was having a seizure, but she didn't know, so she called 911. Rest in peace. Now, if you don't know which one is Ky'Air, Ky'Air is the one being held by the woman with the braids. She's the one who found him at the second one to find the baby. The mom is in the yellow coat. And it's such a sad story. A lot of people are speculating foul play on the mother's part. We don't know. I don't want to speculate. I know I have my own thoughts about it. I have my own thoughts. I felt like child protective services and child custody services should have definitely had either taken the children or had some level of supervision in place with her and those children, because I think it was completely negligent for her to leave 6-month-old children in a car when you going in waiting for food. I don't care. That I'm going to always stick by that. And so if you're negligent there, my mind goes places when I hear that your child has passed away and you thought it was a seizure. And so, yeah. So rest in peace to Ky'Air Thomas. This is definitely a sad one. A sad one. She is lying. Oh, she is not saying she is lying. I don't watch her. Here's the thing. The rumor was that Tyre was having relations with one of the pig's ex, not affair with the wife. However, it's a false rumor that the family would like to squash. Okay. Okay. Thank you for coming through. I knew it wasn't. At first, I was like, really? Okay. I'm glad that was just a rumor. I'm glad that's a rumor. Hey, the Plainest Jane. Shout out to the Plainest Jane. Thank you for coming through and squashing the rumor. Okay. Rumor Patrol. What the fuck? She's stealing chicken? Oh, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. It might be a little ploy there for us. Okay. Oh my God. Hey, Busy Blue. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you. Shout out to Busy Blue. Thank you for coming through. So sad. So sad. She is lying. I have a family member out of Memphis in neighborhood. That's what she's been saying. I cannot, y'all can't. I swear she is bullshit. All they did to save them babies. That's why I said, y'all, I just was like, Lord, let me reserve my judgment on this woman because I don't know. All I can say is, where is the custody? Where's the department when you need them? We have many other times. All right, so let's go on. Let's move into one political topic. We're going to get through this real quickly, because if I can advocate for us to go vote for Kamala Harris, I can certainly advocate when we have a pivotal moment for her. So Kamala Harris. Okay, so I just want to let you all know, in our political story, top of the agenda, we're talking about Kamala Harris and how some Democrats are worried about her prospects moving forward. Now, here's the issue, right? Everyone is saying, this is the weird part because I've never heard this, that Joe Biden, being that he'll be 86, he is not going to be fit to run for another second term. Folks are saying that he is not viable, and that in instances like this, normally you would then go to your second VP and have them vie up and run for the president because they've already been in the role. But the Dems are saying, no, we just don't want Kamala Harris. We don't even want her to be the VP. And I was like, even the Dems? And so the issue has become now that there's a segment that just will not vote for a woman for president, and there's another segment that will not vote for an African American. Having two of those check boxes, you're just going to have a higher threshold. Hillary had just one of those checks, and she was able to be vilified and beat up to the point where she couldn't recover. As for Democrats, there are some people in our party who are saying we already have hurdles. Let's not create more. And so they're looking at her as being more so a hurdle, problematic to run in any kind of election. So it's looking like her running on the ballot as his VP number 2 in the second term might also be up in air. And we're going to talk about, let me see, did I get her? No. But Elizabeth Warren is out here trying her hardest to get herself in this position. So they're talking about how Kamala Harris doesn't show up in interviews. She shows up, but she doesn't show up. She's talking to the message. And every time she does try to show up for an interview, it's a scandal. I said, no, it's not a scandal. It's because every time she does an interview and you find something wrong with it, only the part that's wrong with it is blown up in the media. For example, remember when she went to visit the border and she told people she was going to visit the border, and that sparked a whole fucking backlash, right? They're talking about that moment, which has cooled Kamala down from going out and having these interviews publicly. If you haven't noticed, since then, she's laid low on it. She sort of did one of these wait and seek approaches. Do they want me to go? Then I'll go. Also, her staff, she's been losing staff left and right. And this is pour over staff from the White House. So she's losing staff. People are, for their own reasons, they're not sticking around. And when that happens, you lose a lot of your history in your own campaign. And so she lost 2 of her own chief of staff, her second chief of staff and her second chief spokesperson. She will soon hire her third communications director. One of her closest and longest serving aides has just now said that she's left in August because she wanted to spend more time with her family. And these are things we don't really know or focus on, but a lot of this helps. It helps to your image. And then lastly, people are saying that her likability is just not there. I'm like, wow. I don't see her up close and personal. I don't talk to her, but I know when a person don't have that likability factor, like when they faking it the front in the media, but then when behind, like how I feel about Wendy Williams. Like, I think Wendy's cool, but behind, I just think she's a cold, very cold person. And I had to think about Kamala. I said, So here's what it's saying. Such concerns about Harris's political strength were repeated often by more than a dozen Democratic leaders in key states interviewed for this story, some speaking on the condition of anonymity, Roman, to convey candid thoughts. Harris's tenure has been underwhelming. They said marked by struggles as a communicator and at times near invisibility, leaving many rank and file Democrats unpersuaded that she has the force, charisma, and skill to mount a winning presidential campaign. And so I wanted to bring this to our attention that even when we come across stories that involve Kamala Harris, even when it's nasty, let's try to celebrate more of her positive stories, because think about it. It's not just her in that seat. It's a Black woman in that seat. And if we're giving up saying that we don't think she can do it, that sends a clear message for the next Black woman that comes behind her. Everybody's not a Michelle Obama. And we can't keep trying to mold everybody to be a Michelle Obama. All Black women ain't Michelle Obamas. They're very unique. So this is why I did this. Even if you may not like her and you voted for her and you feel like she's falling at the weight of hands, understand this is more about symbolism, more about understanding, protecting the future than it is about letting her slip at the crux of staffing issues, interviews, the lack thereof. I think we have a bigger picture. They said she was one of the most vocalist folks for abortion women's rights, reproductive rights, immigration at the border, immigration coming to DC when they're dropping them off at her homes. They're saying she's the one dealing with more of those domestic home issues, and we just don't hear about it because she's not touting her own horn. So shout out to Kamala Harris, girl. I'm trying to help you out, honey. You know, I told them that, you know, I definitely went up for you during voting time, so I can definitely speak to your cause now. So if you see it within you, please try to speak some praise to her if you see her story. Okay. All right. Now let's get into Sheetz. So everybody's familiar with the Sheetz store, right? I'm not the only one who's familiar with the Sheetz story. Did I? Oh yeah, no, I didn't want to. I didn't want to play a video. I thought I wanted to play another video for Tyre Nichols, but no, that's not a video I want to play. So everybody's familiar with the Sheetz store. We have Sheetz here in the Maryland area. Sheetz is a gas station, right? So this woman had been hired by Sheetz and she had been working there for a month. Now, in this time, she had got into a domestic incident with her ex-husband. He headbutted her in her mouth and knocked her teeth out. So, how about her manager calls her into the office because they have a policy of, here's the policy. They have a policy that obvious missing, broken, or badly discolored teeth are not qualified for employment with Sheetz, and employees have 90 days to resolve the issue. So this woman is sitting in the officer as the woman tell her this, and she's like, we're going to hear the audio of them talking because she recorded it. She couldn't believe it herself. She tells the woman, you know, she's trying to barter with the woman. I don't know, you know, I'm going to get them fixed, but it's going to take like 6 months or it's going to take longer. The lady's sitting there like, girl, you only got 90 days to get your teeth fixed or you can't work. I said, wait, how many people are not qualified or eligible to work here that we know of? Your teeth? So this woman, and it's so embarrassing the way they did this woman. So check out them sitting down having this conversation about her teeth. And hold up, I know what the real story is. See, the real thing is they don't want people in there who are on drugs. That's what I think it is. And I think they're trying to avoid by saying that, but you can do that with a drug test. But the teeth, check out what this woman had to go through. I could not imagine. And then get the lady says in the interview, I'm glad you're so calm. Yeah, because you know, if you would have got socked in your damn mouth, how you pulled me in the office about my damn teeth? What?
I mean, I know it's an ongoing process. So if you can, and I appreciate you being understanding with all of this because I've had similar conversations that didn't go well. So I really appreciate your understanding because I know it's a difficult conversation, I'm sure.
It's frustrating. I mean, I was hired this way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, to be honest, I probably will seek other employment because
I can't.
If my job performance is not enough and it has to be based on any part of my looks, it's not a company I want to be associated with. To be honest, I'm just bearing it all out here.
That's understandable.
This company has no idea what I've been through. I've lost this front teeth.
Hell no. Are you kidding me? Hence she said, I'm so glad you're being so calm and I'm glad you're, because she already know people be irate. So it had me, like when I first saw the story, it had me literally go to a Sheetz to see. I'm in there trying to look at people's teeth. I don't never be scrolling in the gas station trying to wait for somebody to come around back so I can see a tooth. I was curious and I'm still curious. It's 2 more that I got to go to. I want to know, is this really a policy? Like, do you have to smile? Like, is this a form of discrimination? What if people got weak bones, weak gum lines and weak bones in their teeth? Some people's teeth fall out because they don't have enough calcium in a bone structure and it falls out. What? Are we really doing this? So this lady, baby, she, instead of her cursing their ass out and launching a lawsuit, she just is okay with just finding another job. Now the company is off the hands and they said that they're going to reevaluate their policy. They want to reevaluate their policy. She went and put this is how I got out here. She put this lengthy Facebook post because she said that she needed money to get her teeth done and she was so embarrassed. And so they going to release this whole statement Okay, they released this whole statement saying if someone is struggling, we're here to help them with paid time off, flexibility, and more. When someone has a baby, we're there to foster that precious time with 12 weeks of fully paid time off. However, we are always reviewing throughout our history to date, we have embraced an appearance policy because we know how important a smile is to the customer experience when serving hospitality. That is some crazy ass shit. I cannot fucking imagine working somewhere. Roman, we noticed that you got a tooth missing in the back. So y'all check this one out. Poor lady. Poor lady.
Senate will review its so-called smile policy. This policy says bad discolored teeth unrelated to a disability are not qualified for employment. As for employees who run into dental issues, they have 90 days to solve them or find a new job. That's according to a Business Insider report. Former employees told Business Insider that they feel the policy is disgusting and classist. In a statement, Sheetz says, quote, throughout our history to date, we have embraced an appearance policy because we know how important a smile is to the customer experience when serving hospitality. However, we are always reviewing our standing policies to make sure they best deliver on our values and our commitment to our customers. Therefore, this appearance policy will continue to be under review. End quote.
I just couldn't stop laughing. Ain't no way. I can't with y'all in this chat. I'm over here reading the chat like I cannot. Headbutting in the mouth and knocking out her teeth. Good God. Headbutted her. You want to know why he headbutted her in the mouth? Headbutted her in the mouth because she forgot to cut the light off in the hallway. I said, girl, fuck you. And you got a lot of issues going on around there. You forgot. Some of these stories I be hearing about DV, I just be like, wow, okay. A woman of color. Yeah, we got to keep that lane open. You know, there ain't nothing wrong with moving silently. We have Sheetz here. Oh yeah, it's Sheetz. Oh my God, not them saying something about her teeth, baby. They told the girl her teeth out. Half of the folk on my job would be gone because, baby, girl, I would have been like, "Are you going to fix me?" She asked them. They said, "Now get it. Here's the kicker. Well, you can get on our dental plan, but you're going to have copay, and we don't offer short term disability on time that you're out due to cosmetic because they consider it cosmetic facial surgery." And so it would take her upwards of 6 months to get her mouth the done for a permanent, and the temporary takes about 3 months to come in. So they don't want I guess they want her to go get some vampire teeth. Both of them look like they're out the same trailer park. Okay, and there we have it, Bobby. You got it. We got some on my job like cooter. I can't. They said get them. Okay, get them vampire teeth. Get them vampire teeth. Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's a lady at our Hardee's and it looks like she got a mouthful of yellow corn kernels. Now, see, it's different at a restaurant. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's different at a restaurant. A gas station, I'm thinking about, damn, what about the people who everybody? I mean, even the people who taking garbage out, like, why you getting too far now? Not weak bones. You gotta have something wrong with it. Sometimes the shit fall out. Bone density might be low. I'm just saying. Some of these folks here look like they got paid. Okay, you know what? I'm not doing it. They might as well put a sign outside that says no others without dentures welcome. Okay, no lie. This one lady got her whole top row gone. You know what? What up, King? What up, Joe? Good morning, Joe. Why did they hire her? How did upper management find out after being hired at the store level? See, she had already had some teeth missing when she was hired. During the course when she got headbutted, it made the complete row completely missing. Not complete, but completely gone. So now she had all of these at the top gone and just the bottoms. And yeah, I guess our maintenance man calls her gummy bear. Y'all not gonna do this. We not gonna do this. I've no I've noticed people do not like their dentures. I wonder if they are uncomfortable. They might slip. I don't know. They might slip. Now, if y'all thought that was something, now these are all employer-based stories where, you know, in my eyes, the employer is at fault. So our next story, the employer is at fault. And shout out to the crew. Thank y'all for being here. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right. So this next one, ciao. Listen to this, y'all. So this janitor, right? This is coming to us out of Houston. This janitor, oh nasty ass, right? He caught himself sneaking around late night in the office as he cleaning up, right? Rubbing his cock, his penis, on women's water bottles. So first it started, he was rubbing his penis on their water bottles, and this girl was like, the next day she got to work. She drank it, but she noticed a foul smell. So I said, see, because you're a nasty bitch. See, this is the problem. This is another story, another side of the story. How you know when something's nasty, don't proceed. If it smelled foul, why would you drink it? And you know the smell of dirty dick and ass on your bottle, and she continued, she drunk it. Okay. So after she drank it, she was like, oh, this is not right. Something's not right. So she decides to set a cam up because another girl told her she experienced the same thing. She set a cam up. She catches the janitor pissing in all the women's urine bottles, y'all. I ain't get to the fucked up part. So you know what she does? She sends it to her manager. So this is what the manager put. She sends the video. He says receive. She says, hi, can you let me know if the same janitorial company and its employees are still providing services for the building? He says, good evening. Yes, for the next 30 days, I have give term notice and to hire a new company. I said, bitch, what? 30 days? So he still, so after during the 30 days, he was still pissing in people's bottles. That ain't where it gets fucking crazy. How about all 11 women contracted an incurable STD from this man? That's why I labeled this man using his deadly weapon. So they're not only, this man is criminally charged, but they're not coming after him. They've launched a lawsuit after the fucking company. I said, y'all should have been. When I got the text message 30 days, bitch, I'm going to the police. This sounds like some criminal shit. Bitch, you see him on this camera video I sent to you of him doing this, and y'all have done nothing? So the women, I would be mad. So guess how much the women lawsuit is? $1 million per person. I said, absolutely. You fucked my life up for the rest. It's incurable, sir. I now have to tell folks when I'm sleeping with them, sir. And the job. What kind of person says, good evening, yes, for the next 30 days they'll be here? Pissing in my stuff? Crew, y'all check this clip out here. I'm telling you, I don't go searching for them. They just fall in the lap. Y'all check this one out. I couldn't. This is why I am I'm a germaphobe when it comes to my job. It's 13 women, y'all. I said 12. The report said 12. It's 13 women. Y'all get into this.
Well, now to the disturbing case of a janitor who was accused of infecting more than a dozen office workers. Sexually transmitted disease. Those victims have filed a lawsuit against him. We told you about Lucio Diaz. He is charged with indecent assault and assault with a deadly weapon, accused of urinating in a woman's water bottle who eventually drank from it and tested positive for a disease. ABC 13 reporter Courtney Fisher is following this bizarre case. She is live with the details of the victim's lawsuit, and the numbers just keep going up, Courtney.
Yeah, Melanie, that's the story here, right? When our Jessica Willie broke this story back in October, we had just heard from one woman who said that she was angry, very upset, frustrated, because she says that she got this STD because Diaz urinated in her water bottle. Well, since October now, 12 more women have come forward. So that brings the total to 13 women saying this happened to them. And now they have all come together and are suing the building's management company, the building owner, the maintenance company, and the cleaning company that Lucio Diaz worked for. Their attorney says that the companies allowed Diaz to keep working as a janitor in the office building despite knowing that he allegedly gave them herpes. Diaz was caught on camera back in August appearing to urinate in a bottle of one of these women. She had set up a hidden camera after suspecting something was wrong. The attorney says that the company managing the building didn't notify all the tenants of what was going on until 6 days after seeing that video. This, again, back in October, and the former janitor was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, that deadly weapon being his own urine.
All 13 of them need long-term treatment and care, and a lot of them need psychological care. I mean, this is not something that is going to go away. These are all professional women. They were all working. This happened in a work setting. So they need a lot of answers and they need accountability. The number that these women are going to need for their lifelong care is going to be determined by experts. As far as our petition is concerned, obviously we are seeking the maximum allowed under Texas law.
Which is?
It's above $1 million per claimant.
Well, back in October, the company managing the property did send us a statement saying, quote, "We were immediately cooperating with police as soon as they were made aware of the potential issue, and that police told them to, quote, not approach Diaz so that he could be arrested." Again, we have reached out to
some not to approach Diaz. Y'all trying to save y'all ass. They should get the maximum. And whoever she texted, they need to be criminally charged. You have altered the course of people's lives, not to mention people who have been married. If someone's married, now you've affected their relationship. Like, it's a big fucking deal. And for them to just so casually over 30 days. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I hope they settle with them. I hope this management company settle with them because this makes no fucking idea. Can you imagine? And what gets me the most is that they drunk it. Like, I could tell if my urine and water, come on now. Ain't no way you just think that it's water. Urine has a smell to it. I don't understand how they just drunk it. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. We're here. We're here now. He need his fuzzy peach beat. Okay, what the fuck? That's attempted murder. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. He filed for that. Messing up my car. Okay. Never leave bottles around, period. I would have Lorena Bobby his ass. I definitely know I would have took action. Especially if I'd have smelt it the next day. He targeted women for a reason, though. He only went after the women. I figured it, yeah. On a serious note, had all the women just been quiet and thrown their water away, no one would have ever known. I'm glad they coordinated this thing. Oh, that's true. That is true. Got his little nasty ass. And not to mention where else this man has worked at as a janitor and how many other women have just come up with symptoms and didn't know where they came from. Now you know. He has a hill to climb on that one. I don't want no amount of money for incurable disease. I want death. I want him to suffer. Can you give him cancer in his skin? I want him to suffer. Way too much. Imagine having to explain that to your spouse. They need to cut that thing off and lock him. I throw bottles away. So let's get into, all right, y'all. We rolling right along. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here. So we rolling right along. So let's get into this next topic. And we're still on local news, y'all. So this woman, okay, her name is Vera Lydell. Okay. Vera Lydell comes to us out of Ohio. So the pandemic hit right during 2020. So at the end of 2020 and 2021, when people were forced to go to school, go from home and kids were, she was ordering chicken wings. And she started ordering 6 or 7 cases of wings daily. And come to find out, she ordered $1.5 million of wings, which totaled 11,000 cases of wings. Now I said, well, what the hell? How's she getting the wings out? Where's she carrying the wings? Well, apparently she was using the school's district's cargo van to transport the wings as they were coming in. She was driving them on out. Now, how this was uncovered was the district during this period of time was like they saved costs on everything: light bill, water bill, electric bill, everything in all their buildings. But damn, we got a surplus on the food bill by $300,000. Who eating this much? Where they eating at? So they went up the totem pole. They figured it out. Come to find out, she had been ordering these wings from a place. Oh, it's in Illinois. I'm sorry, Illinois. Place called Gordon Food Service. Gordon Food Service is almost like your it's like a for kitchen store. It's like for a duty kitchen shop store. Like you go in there and buy like mass products and stuff. Like a I want to say it's like a BJ's, but for restaurants, basically a restaurant depot, basically. So she was going in there, and now Gordon Food Service was like, shit. They thought she was cool. They got to know her by first name basis. They was happy. She kept coming in there buying chicken. It was like, oh, what up? You again? You want some wings? And then so they finally caught her. Now here's the gotcha. They got the black woman, but she had somebody who was signing off on this. He was a white man, and he was the account manager for the cafeteria. So he would approve all invoices for this particular school. He said he was just signing them and just sending them across. He didn't know. So lady got arrested, $150,000 bond. Now I'm gonna tell y'all what I think about it after y'all watch this clip. Now I'm gonna tell y'all what I think what she was doing. Go on, lady, out here setting up a business, setting up a whole business, $1.5 million worth of chicken.
A former South Suburban school lunch lady is now facing criminal charges, accused of stealing more than $1 million.
WGN's Andrea Medina. This went on for about a year and a half. What the school worker allegedly did with a large amount of chicken wings is still unknown, but she's in custody at the Cook County Jail and is accused of placing unauthorized purchases separately from the district's legitimate orders. 66-year-old Vera Liddell is a former Harvey School District 152 employee. She's at the center of a major theft scheme that brewed during the COVID-19 pandemic when students weren't allowed in the classroom. Liddell worked for Harvey Schools for more than a decade. She was a food services director, but after her tenure, she was hired as a consultant in July 2020. In that role, she was in charge of placing food orders. Between July 2020 to February 2022, Cook County prosecutors allege she used her position to embezzle $1.5 million from the school district. Court documents accuse Liddell of ordering more than 11,000 cases of chicken wings from the district's food provider, Gordon Food Service, GFS, and picking them up with the district's cargo van. At this time, it's not clear what Liddell did with them, but a proffer presented at her bond hearing last week says the food was never brought to the school or provided to the students. It goes on to say even though the children were learning remotely, the school district continued to provide meals for the students that their families could pick up. The scheme was uncovered January 2022 by the district's business manager during a mid-year audit. The manager found the district was $3,000 over its budget and were only halfway through the school year. Court records reveal the manager discovered individual invoices signed by Liddell for massive quantities of chicken wings, an item never served to students because they contain bones. Parents say it's upsetting to know someone may have selfishly taken the funds intended to nourish students.
This is the area that we live in. We live in middle class, lower than middle class in this area. So it really don't surprise me that somebody would try to get over, but it's kind of sad.
Others claim it's not surprising to know a trusted person in their community would do such thing, but they're hoping the district enforces effective oversight over the financial activities of the district.
I just feel that the people that was watching over that money or whose jobs it was, they need to be looked at because that shouldn't happen.
The Harvey superintendent
And that's exactly where I'm at, young man. I say I agree. The same thing. The people looked over this. Now, what was she doing with these damn chicken wings? I in my mind, I kept thinking like she was selling these chicken wings. Ain't no way you can go through 11,000 wings. I mean, I'm sure she took a couple bags home for herself, but she was selling these to like restaurants. I can see a JJ's Chicken and Fish, her pulling up round back. I got a case, which I want. Harold's, BJ's Fishing, Leona's. I can see her doing that at a number of restaurants. Now she's changed her whole fucking life because she wanted to be a fucking criminal. So this 66-year-old lady, Vera Lydell is locked up. How can you imagine at that point in your life, you locked up for stealing chicken wings? Now it sucks that you're the only one arrested for this. We know you got a whole bunch of accomplices. You know she got a whole bunch of accomplices with her. You know her family was eating good. Okay, I'm sure she charged them too. Oh, she's a dumb thief. She was hustling wing, baby, pushing wings. What you want? A lemon pepper wing, child, or mess selling plates at her house? A whole side hustle. We provided meals, but not wings. The hell? Okay, a whole side hustle. I'm weak. Yeah, somebody else is in trouble for that. All right. Now, our last local news is a murder story, and I wanted to save it for last because it's a youth story. So we have this young man. Now, this young man was chilling with his homies. He's a 16-year-old boy, and he's chilling with his homies. Now, the day before he was chilling with his homies were provoking a sort of a fight between girls, two girls. And so the next day, he's with his homies and he decides to stand up for one of the girls. Like, yo, stop, because obviously this isn't right. Do you know the friends turned their backs on him and stabbed him right then and there in front of his twin brother, the girls, and his friends? This is the shit that these young kids are dealing with when we talk about violence. Violence, they're so indebted to each other and they so have to so be down that they have to kill each other. So we have this young boy, 13-year-old boy, I'm sorry, 13-year-old charged with murder and deadly Brooklyn stabbing of Nyheem Wright. And so the mother, she's pleading because at first no one came, no one can find him. So they got cam footage of this young man. They got cam footage of where the guys were traveling to and from after his stabbing. So he's stabbing on the ground. The twin brother calls the mother while he's on the ground, like, all they're saying is he's bleeding. He's bleeding. He's losing a lot of blood. And the mother is, for her dear life, she doesn't know what to do. And he watches his brother, twin brother, die in front of him. All because he was trying to protect a girl with his friends trying to egg on a fight. And they were trying to jump him, but they didn't want to because this one dude just decided to stab him. Now listen to the mother. The mother's like, I prefer you jump my son than you to stab my son. He would still be here to talk about it. So fucking crazy. And if you got kids, always emphasize individualism. Sometimes it ain't best to run with the whole gang. If they ganging up, it may not be gang time. Sit your ass to the side. And I'm not blaming this young man. I'm not blaming him at all. And rest in peace, Nyheem.
I want justice for my son, like by any means. I just want justice for my son. That's it. Simone Brooks is devastated over the stabbing death of her 17-year-old Nyheem Wright. She says he was a good person who always wanted to help people. Everybody loved him. He had friends. Like, he brought people together, like I said, people that probably didn't even know each other. He brought them all together. This is why Brooks can't believe anyone would want to hurt her son, let alone take his life. Friday, as Nyheem was leaving school with his friends, his group got into an argument with another group. That argument escalated, and sources tell Pix 11 News Nyheem was trying to help a girl caught in the middle of the dispute, but the group turned on Nyheem, chased him for several blocks on Mermaid Avenue until one person pulled out a knife. You don't need a weapon because it was 6 of them. Y'all could have just jumped him. Nyheem was one of 9 sons and a twin. He was an identical twin. His brother's lost. Brooks says Nyheem was about to become her first child to earn a high school diploma and graduate early from Liberation High School. He wanted to go to college, but senseless violence took all of that away. It's devastating for me. It's devastating for my family. It's devastating. Very devastating. Very. As friends and family mourn his death, his mother tells us she feels alone, questioning where are city leaders to offer information, help, even condolences. I want the mayor to, take a little bit more responsibility to at least try to, just talk to me, have a conversation, send somebody to talk to me. Meantime, while police search for whoever is responsible, Brooks sends this message. Turn yourselves in. I mean, just like whatever, turn yourself in.
So they end up finding this 13-year-old boy, and it's a 13-year-old boy that did this senseless fucking crime. So we have two 13-year-old kids, one 13-year-old boy who lost his life, and now we got a 13-year-old boy who's been charged for the murder, charged for the senseless crime. And it's not like it was somebody from the other group. It's your own fucking group. Your own group. Your own group. I saw this and I said, wow, I'm sure he probably never assumed that or imagined that at all. At all. Now, of course, we got to say the obvious. What was he doing with them? What was he doing around that clique? And that's again why I always go back to the parents. I'm always like, so you didn't know your child was out here with them? I understand that you can't be everywhere at all times, but it's always
Say
good
they have
to know your
arrested
children
three
are safe.
teenagers, and one of them is just 13 years old. He's been charged with the murder of Nyheem Wright. Two boys, ages 14 and 15, have been charged with assault and gang assault. Police say Wright was walking with friends on Mermaid Avenue on January 20th when they got into an argument with another group.
Authorities say words were exchanged and Wright was chased for several blocks and stabbed. He died the next day. Wright was set to graduate from high school in March.
So rest in peace to Nyheem Wright. Such another fatal incident. Another incident where it's always I think it's so important for us to talk to your kids, talk to your babies. I'm not saying there's any one conversation that could have led to this being differently, but certainly knowing that the incident stemmed from a day before and then it poured over to the next day could have been a conversation, a point of conversation between him and his mother. So rest in peace to him. And I definitely wanted to shine the spotlight on these violent stories for the youth. They're getting younger and younger, y'all. This is 13. And we may be desensitized to it, but I'm not. 13. Can you imagine what you were doing at 13? 13. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to the crew. Thank y'all for still being here. Pat yourselves in the back. Thank you. We got through local news, baby. We had to talk about them. I had to get through it. I had to talk about it, catch myself up so I can have a smooth show tomorrow. All right, so we're about to move into quickies and rumors. Okay, this is just some stuff that I saw, and I'm like, where? What? Like, really? So quickies and rumors. So the first thing I want to say in quickies and rumors is what the fuck? What is going on with Miss Karen Huger? So I saw this pop up on my timeline. I said, first thing I said was, because I don't really watch the show Potomac or anything like that. So I said, did she glow up in status? Is she big timing now? Like, is she the girl's girl now? Because I saw this and I said $130 for a candle by Karen Huger, La Dame. I said, I wonder if the candle is gonna wake me up, if there's like an alarm setting on this bitch. A limited edition. Now, I've never in my life paid $130 for a candle. So I'm like, is she targeting like the rich folks? I know some people may be like, well, that's nothing, Roman. I'll buy that. Karen Huger, I could see if it said, maybe Beyonce or some shit, but Karen Huger, and the girls are buying. The girls are buying. So if you and the crew get you $130 Karen Huger candle, please let me know how this shit smell, because I will not be partaking in that. Okay. Next thing I saw was Michael Jackson's nephew Jafar is set to portray him in a biopic, and I was just looking at the pictures like, now if Michael Jackson never fucked his face up, baby, the girls will be fanning. The girls will be standing. The girls will go. I said, yes, he's the perfect person to play Michael Jackson in the biopic. Come through, nephew. Where you been at? Okay. And can y'all imagine if Michael Jackson would have just kept the nose and just kept everything the same way? He would have grown. I think he would have, just a little bit. I don't know, but I'm excited because I think he looks more so like Michael Jackson than what we saw previously. I guess he has more melanin in his skin. Maybe he might just only do the earlier years and then they'll cross over to another actor for the later years. It's sad how we can go from a black actor to a white actor for one person in one film. That is Guinness World Record type shit. Like, okay. Now Another quickie I saw. Now this isn't a quickie because I think it's a rumor. So the next thing I saw was Amber Rose. Amber Rose out here trying to be relevant again. So she's disowning the guy that's dating Cher because she said that basically if they see that he wants her, they did all the men that she won't want her. So she's on this tour running her lips. So she stopped by this podcast and this is what she had to say about Kanye West. Now I said this is a rumor because I know it ain't true. She's lying through her teeth and her forehead. Y'all check this out.
Saw you in a music video and then you guys just fell in love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was he like
this is way before Wiz. Wiz was after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who did you love more?
Out of Kanye and Wiz? Wiz, girl. That's not even a question. Like I think people like to ask about my relationship with Kanye, but it was 13 years ago,
Yeah, it was
guys.
completely different.
Yeah, but I mean, I obviously have to bring him up because he's a huge part of my story and
Yeah.
how I got here. But yeah, no, I mean, I feel like people are obsessed with that because it was like a great time in pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
But in my personal life, it is not relevant.
Now, who would know Amber Rose if it was not for Kanye West? Like, I hear her talking about some she didn't love him over Wiz, but you got to give that man credit. No one would know who Amber Rose was in your regularness, in your sexiness, all that you had to offer, if not for Kanye West. So I don't know what high throne you sitting on. I don't know if everybody trying on this hate Kanye train. I don't want to look like I like him, but some of y'all going too fucking far, including her. So I saw that and I said, okay, we doing that now. All right. Let's shade the folks who brought us up through the line. Now let's switch over. Now we're gonna get into hot topics, y'all. Before we do that, I gotta take a pause and tell y'all like the video. This right here does the body good. Some orange juice. All right, so we're gonna get into hot topics. Miss Hopi, I just seen your comment too. You crazy. All these screens I got, you crazy. Child, because of Kanye, you met your ex-husband. Okay, why would she get a tattoo on her forehead? I hate her tattoo. Oh, baby. Only her for attention. I can't stand that. So the first thing I want to get into in hot topics is what is the fascination with this girl's panties? I don't understand it. I don't care. I was just like, oh, so this is what's trending. I come back to see what celebrity news is trending, and Latto's panties is trending. So, baby, Latto sells her panties on eBay. Bids climb to over $90,000. Let's talk about how we got here to her panties being a topic. First of all, sometimes you know how something you want, and then when you try it, you be like, ugh. So I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, ugh, I don't want to. It's too much. Like, I get it, and I'm a gay man, so y'all probably like, you don't care anyways. And it's not that. To me, it's like, when a celebrity talk about going to do number two. Like, okay, all right, I get you got to do it, but damn, that's not how I want to see you. It's like, Latto, I don't want you doing too much for me. So she got tweeted at can't afford new panties. Now notice, crew, notice there's no at on this. There's nothing on here that says Latto or anything but her picture, right? So she says can't afford new panties because she got the same pair of panties in both pictures. Now, common sense would tell us as Twitterers following this, like, oh, girl, you starting some shit. Yeah, you know she got more panties than that. But not Latto. This is what I'm saying. You respond to everything. This is what you want to respond to. This is what you want to clear up. The fact that you got more than a pair of leopard pair of panties. Do you know how many pair of black boxers I have? Do you know how many pair of buffalo plaid boxers I have? Hanes I have. Calvin Klein I have. All that look the same. Why are we justifying our wardrobe, our undergarments? But so she goes on to say, oh no, it's the panty police. And didn't stop there. she didn't stop there, so she decides she got to explain herself. So listen to this.
In light of my panty discrepancy yesterday, I decided to give you guys an inside look on my panty drawer. These are all my Target panties that caused such a discrepancy yesterday. So $5 at Target. Here's the cheetah stash. So that's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, clean. Yeah. 5. Oh, look, this one has a brand new tag on it, so that's cute. That's just the clean ones, you know. On tour and stuff, we spend a lot of money on that. Mind you, I have a whole separate drawer for all things Savage X Fix.
Now, what celebrity out here explaining that? Like, that's what I'm talking about. The thirst of it all. If you gonna be in this industry, you gotta pick and choose what you're gonna respond to. If you a rapper, respond to shit that pertain to pertain to your music, you rapping. Your panties, I would have left that shit where it was in the tweet comment somewhere. Like, okay, great. So she responds and she turns, she ends up putting it on eBay for 99 cents. And we're now, the last time I checked, it was at $90,000, $90,600 for a pair of her panties. And I'm wondering, is she out there bidding herself so she can pay herself? Because who can't go to Target to go grab them a pair of the same pair of panties? Or is this some man with some weird fetish? Like, what is going on here? Over her panties, though? I was like, I mean, I guess, Latto, you definitely determined from your music, focusing on some goddamn tweet that somebody said about your panties. I didn't find this to be like, oh, this her moment. She proved herself panties. Girl, give it a break. Like, can we just find something else to focus our attention on? So the next thing was TJ Holmes and Amy Robach signed exit agreements with ABC after bombshell affair. And so, make sure I got all my TJ Holmes loaded, because I know I got a lot of stuff loaded. Yeah. So after their bombshell affair, so we already knew that there was multiple flings going on in the office. So, and the last time we talked was they're in discussions of an agreement of maybe an exit plan. Well, it's been finalized that they have confirmed the news in a statement after several productive conversations with Amy Robach and TJ Holmes about different options. We all agree it's best for everyone that they move on from ABC News. Now, Kim Goodwin came out and said that they're a distraction. And so I'm sure with this agreement comes the fact that A, they can't talk about it. It's sealed tight. B, it's monetary. They've been paid off. Okay, they've been paid off, which y'all have to understand. If they've paid TJ Holmes off for this very public affair, they cannot come back after him for these same things because of this agreement. It's almost like, yeah, we acknowledge you did all of this. We're just going to dismiss you. We're going to pay you. We're going to do all of this stuff, and we're fine. It's almost like they're fine. They've accepted, okay, this is cool. All right, we cool with it. It's whatever. Just go away. And so the gotcha for me was they threw Amy Robach in there. Like, bitch, you can go too. You too, bitch. And so shortly after their little agreement and it went public, these two outside caught hugging up, lovey-dovey, skipping off in the rain. I said, y'all my first thing was to TJ Holmes, what does your children ask you regarding the situation? Like, do they have any questions for you? Like, Dad, what's going on? What are you doing? So it's now at this point, it's supposed to be all over. Apparently with ABC, they're gonna be announcing, I guess, in the next month or so, who's gonna be their full-time replacement between TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. All bets lead me to it's gonna be the guy who's on there now. I think his name is Derek. I don't want to get his name wrong, but I think he's gonna still be on there. But as far as these two go, I don't think they're gonna be on ABC at all, especially TJ Holmes, considering how this nigga, he just got a loose peen. He just loved position of power. He liked to roll in that position of power pot. Now she showed the crotch part. I mean, she was doing a lot. She was doing a lot. I think it was a good move. She about to get a bag off that response. She turned that hating into some coin. Roman is a Nicki fan, y'all. Girl, you already know. His name is DeMarco. Oh yeah, DeMarco. You would know DeMarco. You would know him. I know you would. Yes, DeMarco. I think DeMarco will end up staying there full time. So I'm hoping this is it. I'm hoping this is it for them. I am done. I've had enough of hearing about TJ Holmes and Amy Robach slanging his thing and her slanging her cooch. I still want them to investigate her ass. I know there's other instances of her jumping on somebody's pole at the office during them hours. This is freaking ridiculous. I'm telling you, Bobby. No, stand on what you said. Them barbs about to cover you. Nah, the bar, So now, y'all, get into this. So R.Kelly, Chicago prosecutor dropping R.Kelly sex abuse charges. Now, I was very interested as to why, right? Why I'm thinking maybe because they're gonna refile or something else. No. They literally are being lazy about this. So they're literally saying that announced a decision a day ahead of the hearing that they're gonna dismiss the indictments on Tuesday because there's already been so many charges that have came forward already. Cases are no longer being pursued. We believe justice has been served. And I said, that is so fucking wrong. Just because justice is served and the person has had, they got enough sentences, there's no more charges. Why would you go through the fact of finding victims, uncovering their stories, making them relive the trauma for you then to just say, I'm going to dismiss this charge, drop it, because we can't give him no more life or nothing else. He's already got what he got. What does that say about that one victim? Well, I'll tell you what it says to that one victim. One of the victims came out and said basically, Lanita Carter, who said she was sexually assaulted by R. Kelly in February 2003, says she was extremely disappointed. I have spent nearly 20 years hoping that my abuser would be brought to justice for what he did to me. With today's announcement, all hope of justice for my case is gone. She trusted Fox and her office with her story and has spent 4 years steeling herself to face Kelly to no avail. And I feel like that's bullshit. And it's unfortunate that they can't really bring charges forward because it was dismissed by the court. So the only thing she could do is get another attorney and try to refile it herself. And we're at this point. But now we know that he has another sexual misconduct case is in Hennepin, Minnesota. And there it's because he was soliciting of sexual favors or you don't want to say prostitution because most of the girls he knew for soliciting basically is what they say. Minnesota prosecutors haven't said whether they still intend to take Kelly to trial. So it appears that they're dropping all of these charges against Kelly because he's already there. The attorney, R.Kelly's attorney, is like, Mr. Kelly is potentially looking at the possibility of never walking out of prison again for the crimes that he's committed. That's not the one, but that's basically the sound reasoning as to why we're here. Where R. Kelly they're dropping the cases. Do I think it's right? Hell no, I don't think it's right. I think you're leaving people out there who feel like justice hasn't been served for them. They've exposed themselves, they've told their stories, they've gotten things off their chest, they've relived their trauma, and we're here. I think it's completely distasteful and unprofessional to a certain extent. Yeah, you can, how about lessening? You can just say, instead of this, we'll make the sentence something else. But to just say, I don't know. I didn't like the optics of it. It just made folks who may have not came forward because they trusted you all. Now looking at it like, what do we get out of this? But our names out there, they're exposed. If you ask me, folks are exposed. Maybe they think she comes with the pant. Oh, girl. Haha, y'all still, he just moved past. Y'all stop. And so earlier in the live, I asked a question. I asked you all, what do you think? Do you think being impressionable was a quality to have when dating? Like where somebody can impress themselves upon you, or you can impress themselves upon them. What do you all think? Do you think personally, I think in a way, when you're dating, getting to know someone, you would be flattered by some of their good qualities that can rub off on you. I think it's a good thing. I don't have a problem with it. That's my thought. What do you all think? Do you all agree that it's a good quality, or do you think it's not a good quality? Before I show y'all someone answering this question, let me know. Let me know. Wait, at least one person, somebody gonna let me know. Y'all hear it? Nobody? Nobody? Okay. All right. All right. I can give y'all a pass on this one. So listen to this explanation of that. Now, just listen to this explanation of it. I thought it was very, very crazy. Check this out. And y'all hit that like button too.
I think younger women tend to be more impressionable. I think older women, in my experience, you 30, 33, 35, the experiences that you have at that point is just, a little bit too much for me. And I really think in some cases you really can't teach an old dog new tricks. So I prefer, my women to be the younger variety.
If a woman wants to respect you and give you the respect to lead and be her partner, why do you need to have that level of power over her if you're not trying to manipulate someone?
See, it's not power, it's impressionable. I've never seen a successful partnership where the other person wouldn't allow themselves to be impressed upon. If I'm a person and I got a vision, I got a plan, I got a whole program, I would think that the person that wants to be with me is willing to learn and willing to adopt some of the ways and even some of the principles that I have.
That's not impressionable. Impressionable is basically getting someone to do what you want them to do because they're easily swayed and easily persuaded to do what you want them to do.
Who said that? Did you make that up?
Well, I
like
can
when
when
you hire somebody, you look for somebody that's impressionable.
But
why would I listen?
Right, so you even train them. So you can, when you hire somebody, you're about to train them.
Now,
and that's why you want them impressionable.
So when I first told y'all my answer, I told y'all, yeah. Now in the context of this, I still feel the way I do, but I understood what he was saying, but I think it was taken the wrong way, but I do to a certain degree. I don't know if I'm disagreeing with the women or it was another man in there agreeing with the women too. But I do feel like men in particular. Now, I don't agree with the fact that he's going after young women. That sounds very predatory to me. But I do think that we look for people that we can impress as well as be impressed. And I didn't hear him say the be impressed, but I do think that's important. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. It shows willingness to achieve I don't know. I don't think anything is wrong with that. Willing. I don't know. What do you all think? Do you all agree with him? I agree with you. Okay, Naries. Okay. I mean, I guess. Nope. If we are equally yoked, a woman will follow her man, but he sounds like he wants control. Okay. Okay. These Kevin Samuel clones get on my nerves. Tristan Bell, are you saying you agree? To a certain, I'm just being honest with you. To a certain extent, I feel like, yeah, that's what it sounds like. He sounds like he wants to control someone. See, that's different. That's different when it's just you wanting to be impressionable. You wanting to make sure that somebody follows your lead and is impressed solely by you. I think that's one thing. But for it to be mutual, like, oh, okay, I think that's a great, beautiful thing, and that shouldn't be defined by how old you are. Because as we get older, we do learn new things from new people. You don't always be stuck in your ways. What the fuck kind of experience you go through in your life? I like to be impressed, but not brainwashed. Okay, not brainwashed, not stuck like a dummy. Oh hell no. He wants someone to listen and to do what he wants to do. He is scared of a strong woman. Hey now. Sometimes you get confused by someone having this sort of cadence about themselves or demure about themselves, where it's like, showing off, trying to impress you, and you're like, oh, your head is over heels, but it may be a sign that they do want to control you, that you are only, and this goes in all kind of relationships, gay, straight. I'm just saying all the way around. And so when I saw it, I initially was like, oh yeah, I think I like impressioning, but when it comes to segmenting it and only want it to be a one-way street, it becomes very problematic. I missed the part of the conversation. That's what I meant to put. Oh, the first part of the video. Yeah, so that's what I meant. Like I do look for that, but I don't want nobody falsely impressing themselves upon me solely for the mutual joy that I'm gonna become like them or be following up under them. Certainly not. Um crew. We got 5 minutes to go. Okay, we got 5 minutes to go. I'm about to count this show down and then wrap it up. Okay. Thank y'all for being here. First of all, my God, y'all wrote these 2 hours out with me. I'm sorry I didn't get here on time. I was checking my sick baby out, which I'm about to go check him out now. But thank y'all for being here, and I appreciate it so much. And we'll be back tomorrow. Now that I got my update stuff out the way, we'll be back tomorrow with some more fabulous stories. But let's count this show down. Now, at the top of the hour, I did share with you all our quote of the day, which was, and this quote is solely for my movers and shakers, my motivators, the members of the crew who out there doing a thing. Okay, this is for you. Okay, I want you to do one thing you thought you were too afraid to do. Your reward will be a massive boost in self-worth and the feeling of being proud of yourself. Go out there and find something that you ain't never do you want to do. Somebody told you can't do. Go find that out. Go do it and then start working on it. Don't say nothing. Don't tell nobody, but slowly start chipping away at that goal and watch how it start building confidence up, not only for you doing that, but other ways in your life. It's a great thing. So that's how I wanted to kick the show off. Now, so thank you all. Thank you all for being here today. We cover a lot of different things today on Hot Topics. First thing we got into was the Tyre Nichols update, and most specifically, we talked about the police report and how that broke down to a lot of different things. We saw the Sky Cop. We talked about how Sky Cop is a major force in a lot of different cities, and that's what gave us the breakdown of all of these different photos that we saw. We talked about the fire department and these 3 employees that were fired. And that the woman just was sitting in her fire truck. You got to go back to the beginning of the show. That we talked about Scorpion disbanded and how she was leading the organization, how she led another organization called Red Dog, and that was disbanded as well after it raided a gay club. And you got to get to the beginning about all of that good stuff. We talked about the 6th officer. This is what is this man's name? Preston Hemphill. He was the one who tased Tyre Nichols. We talked about the 7th employee whose name was not released to the public, and how Ben Crump came out here and said that we noticed the race play going on. So we got into our Tyre Nichols update. We also talked about Ky'Air Thomas, one of the twins of the 2 twins who were found in Ohio after going missing, getting kidnapped while their mother was doing DoorDash. So he has passed away. No cause of death has been given yet. Mom said he looked like he was having a seizure. We talked about Kamala Harris and how important it is for us to go up and try to support her as much as possible. Kamala, I'm doing my due diligence now. I need you to do yours. Then we got into some crazy stories. We talked about the Sheetz employee who was banned. How Sheetz has this smile policy, and sort of the woman has a front row missing teeth. She already came in there with some missing, got the interview, but a month into it, she gets bumped in the mouth by her ex-husband and loses her teeth. Now her whole front row gone. They sit her down to have a conversation and basically tell her, like, yeah, ma'am, we're only going to give you 3 months to fix this or you're gone. So we talked about that crazy shit. We talked about this man, okay, who used his deadly weapon, which happened to be herpes. Okay. He was pissing in the employees' water bottle sitting on their desks. Y'all got to find out how that got caught up and caught. and how each person is now suing the company for about $1 million a piece. Then we talked about Miss Vera Liddell. Child, she out here stealing wings, $1.5 million worth, baby. And then we talked about the sad story of Nyheem Wright, who's the 13-year-old who had his friends turn their back on him during a fight between them and another group with a girl. He tried to stop the girl, get the girl to safety, and his friends end up turning their back on him and taking him out. Sad story. So we got to check that out at the beginning of the show. In Hot Topics, we touched on TJ Holmes and Amy Robach and their whole entire situation, and how I'm hoping this is it. I'm sick of hearing TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. Bitch, the next thing y'all come out with is a Lifetime movie or a book. Other than that, cut it out. Now it's too childish. All of this shit. Y'all acting like y'all ain't never did this before. Y'all have never like ran up and humped on each other. Now it's giving thou protest too much. You better watch it, girl, for somebody else be jumping on him. You know he'll give it up. We got into Latto and her panties. Not because I wanted to, but because it's trending. And so she responded to somebody who asked her if she can afford new panties or not. Why? Who knows? But she turned it into a banger. So, like I said, she's paying herself $90,600 because who's buying used panties? Anyways, and then finally we wrapped up with R.Kelly and how his sex abuse charges in Illinois have been dropped due to the fact that prosecutors want to devote their time and energy to other things, and they feel like it's a waste to keep spending resources trying this case and this trial. And this man is never going to get out of jail ever. He's going to always be there till he passes away. So, but I think it's unfair to just drop this. I think that's totally unfair. So, shout out to the crew. Baby, we got through it today. Thank y'all so much for being here. It's 2 hours. We did a really good 2-hour show. It was a lot. It was jam-packed. I had to break some stuff down. I had to talk about it. I will be back tomorrow with another show. Now it'll be 6:30 a.m. in the morning, not 7:30. I apologize. Thank y'all for being here. I really do appreciate it. Thank y'all for showing me some love. Make sure y'all replay crew. If you made it this far, I hope you've given me a like. Please drop a comment underneath the video. And then we're gonna start something where for members only, we're gonna have it's gonna be a portion where it's gonna be members only show. It's gonna be the members only show. So, certain days, I'm not gonna say all the time, but I'm gonna put on the members community wall 4 different subjects. I'm not gonna say topics, subjects. And I want y'all to tell me which subject y'all want to hear about. Now, it's gonna change each time. It may be one time, it might be horses in Nevada. The next time it might be marijuana smokers. And one more time might be diabetes. And another one might be something else. But it's going to be various subjects. And I want y'all to tell me which subject y'all want to hear about. I'm going to go find a story on that subject and we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to call that the members segment. So I want to bring out more stuff that y'all want to talk about, even if I'm not looking for it or not. So I'm just going to be dropping stuff. Y'all go over there and vote, so we can come and talk about it. That way we can get some more stories out that y'all like to talk about, y'all want to hear about. Because sometimes I'm finding just stuff that I like to hear about, but y'all might want me to talk about something. And then y'all can also drop in that comment box like different ideas. So for the members, so if you're not a member, consider joining, becoming a member, so you can be a part of the crew, A-list team, and you get all these good perks that we have over here. I appreciate it so much. I missed the whole part. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm way back. He's a narcissist, like showing girls. Like, that's crazy, right? Great show, bro. You're becoming part of my morning ritual. Thank you, Lamone. Hey. All right, and I'll be trying my best to make sure I come live in the morning because y'all are becoming a part of mine, too. Yes. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Brick Girl. Great show. Thank you. Thank you. You too, Miss Toby. I'm going to see you in these streets, Miss Toby. Miss Toby is a whole firecracker, baby. I think we one and the same. We just light off. We just go. Don't put us on don't ask me to come up. I'll be in the chat like, no, don't ask me to come up. No. It can go left. Because I be on go. My switch don't ever go off. It be on. And Miss Toby, yours be on. And Ronnie Q, yours be on. Completely. The Barb in Rome, I can't give her too much now. Like, girl, You out here buying your own panties. You paying yourself what it's gonna be 100,000. What it's gonna be $1 million. You telling me somebody spent $1 million for her panties? You need to end your career. If you selling panties like that, bitch, you need to change your career. You need to just come out here and sell panties. Let me find out your panties more than your music. Let me find out you can make more selling panties than you can albums. I'm for real. If Latto, if we turn around and tomorrow I come back and tell y'all it's at $200,000 for her panties, she might need to change her career. She might need to start selling panties that she's worn, get her OnlyFans or some shit, because she making more than, at this point, what you rapping for? Then it really ain't about the money, because girl, you can just throw some. That's the weirdness of it. Or what you try? Y'all want to smell some used puss? Like what? That's just, I got my own stories, but whatever. Y'all catch the shade. That's what she is not. Plainest Jane, thank you for coming through and thank you for your support. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all make sure y'all like. I like that. Yeah, I'm trying to make y'all part of the show now. I like the voting for the topics. Thank you. All right, crew. We gotta disband. I'm gonna be back tomorrow in the morning. We're gonna hit it again. Members, be looking for that community wall because I'm gonna be putting stuff over there for y'all too. Thank y'all for being here. It was a nice show. It was a good show. My bad for being gone for 3 days, but I'm back. And until next time, y'all. And until next time. Deuces. Oh.
Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Ow, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know it can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News. Let's go.